Welcome back to Squelch, the video game book club. I'm Dano.
I'm Matt at Arms.
And I'm Storm Rage. And we're here to remind everyone that Mass Effect 3 is a game, and the games are supposed to be fun. In the back of my brain, I was this close to saying Hearthstone because it went into that full repetitive motion. I was like, that's weird. That's not what I've said for a very long time. This week we will be playing the Citadel 3, Thessia, Horizon, and Citadel Shore Leave DLC. Next week is the end of our Mass Effect journey. We will do the Cerberus HQ and Priority Earth. And that'll do it. Xmas Effect, which went into Xmas January, and Xmas February, and a little bit of Xmas March, it will finally fully be wrapped up.
Like, it was supposed to be a 3-year journey over, like, Decembers, and instead became just, like, the most fun I think we've had in this podcast in a very long time.
Agreed.
Yes.
I'm so glad we did it this way.
Me too.
Yeah, because seeing when I finished 1, I immediately jumped into 2. I'm like, I guess we're not going to, like, because the initial bit was to do it next year. It's like, I can wait till next year. No, I couldn't have.
Oh,
same with 3.
Yeah, no, as soon as I got about halfway into 1, and I was like, oh, yeah, we're not waiting. We're just going to, like, plow right through and play all 3 of these games. There's no way we're not. And Daniel is nodding right now and being like, yeah, I know. I was the plan all along.
It wasn't the plan. It was a dream. It was a hope. It was something that I had figured might come up.
After next week, we are heading into Chrono Trigger, which I hope will be just as much fun. It's an awesome video game. We'll get that roadmap out to everybody this week, 100%. That actually is going to happen. It's all done. I just got to put it out on Discord. So that will get ready. And then I'm looking forward to ending this Mass Effect journey. I cannot wait to see how the game ends. Oh, and also in case you're a note here. So we are live on Twitch over at twitch.tv/DanoPlay. The O is a 0 because I'm cool. So if you want to like watch us do this live, you certainly can. or images
now,
of us.
If you're wondering, by watch us, do you mean webcams where I can see your reactions and facial expressions and how you communicate with one another? No, we do not. If by watching, do you mean you can watch our little pictures of ourselves, open our mouths when we are speaking through black magic? You can do that.
It's Terrence and Phillips style is what I like to call it. And
yes.
And it's amazing and I love it. And I feel like you're underselling how amazing it is, Daniel. So, and maybe it'll be on YouTube ? Who knows? We'll see how ambitious I get. All right, let's go thank some patrons.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
Thank.
I forgot, but I'm glad I didn't. It's so good. Hey, thanks to all of our patrons, and a big, huge, special thank you to Doc for joining our Patreon last week, and then I missed it until this week. So thank you so much, Doc, for being patient and for joining our Patreon. It means the absolute world to us. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to support our show, you can do that over at patreon.com/squelch. You get the podcast a couple days early. You get our After Dork, which is us just talking about literally whatever is on our mind this week. Last week, it was high school basketball drama in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. This week, we're talking about wrestling. And next week, we're going to talk about our favorite DLCs of all time. So it really is all over the place. But I always enjoy it. So, yeah. But big, huge thank you to Doc. Really, really do appreciate you.
Intercom's open. If you got anything you want to say to the crew, now's the time.
Thank you, Joker. I do indeed. So let's go ahead and talk about where we are at with regards to Mass Effect 3. So, as a reminder of kind of where we just left off, we helped with the Geth and Quarians, and all of us were successfully able to broker peace. And on our way back, the Asari Counselor said, "Hey, come and meet with me, and we'll talk about stuff." So, let's go talk about some stuff. We meet with the Asari Counselor, and they say that there is something on the Asari homeworld of Thessia that might be helpful for us in our pursuit of building the ultimate McMuffin, which is called the Crucible. So, we head on over to Thessia. Thessia has come under attack by the Reapers, and it has gone poorly. Reapers are tearing the homeworld to shreds. We fight our way through the planet, noticing carnage beyond carnage, the entire way through until we eventually come across an ancient Asari religious temple dedicated to their goddess, Athame. If you bring Javik, he will tell you that there's something else here, and will in fact trigger something that interacts with the massive goddess statue in the middle of the room. If you don't have Javik there, then you'll have to then Shepard will, feel that something's in the air, and he will go and start activating things himself. Additionally, Shepard says that they know a Prothean beacon is in that statue without a doubt. You find all the other buttons and unlock a Prothean beacon. This time the beacon comes out in kind of a drone form. It's a drone / a VI that has a Prothean form, but it also mostly looks like a drone. It doesn't matter. The drone identifies that Reapers are already here, so the drone says, "All right, going back to stasis into a cycle that doesn't have Reapers." Shepard pleads with the VI to stay and help fight the Reapers, help build the Crucible. After the VI agrees to stay and help, Kai Lang, that jerkwad from who murdered the counselor and also tried to murder the counselor and successfully murdered Thane, shows up yet again. What a jerk this guy is. And he comes in and wants to steal this VI. It's kind of implied that this VI that we find is the catalyst, which is the thing that the Crucible is missing, but it's never explicitly stated. Either way, the VI is "Hey, I will come and help you build the Crucible." Yes, Dano?
I thought it was saying he had information to figure out what the catalyst was. Not that he was the catalyst.
Yes, that is what the VI says, and then Shepard kind of goes, "Oh, we lost the catalyst." So,
okay.
You are more correct. But Shepard believes that this thing will lead them to the catalyst, or is in some way, shape, or form the catalyst.
Gotcha.
Didn't the VI also said this is not the first time in a cycle that they built the Crucible, but they never got it finished in time?
Correct.
Yes.
So through
basically,
a conversation with the VI.
Oh, sorry. I was going to try to explain it in a way our audience would understand. So
go ahead.
For example, maybe 5 cycles ago, they invented the Egg McMuffin, which would have been egg on English muffins, right? And then the next cycle, they would have iterated on that, and the Bacon McMuffin was born, which would have been bacon, egg on a English muffin. And then this cycle, we have fully evolved to the most supreme of the McMuffins, the sausage egg McMuffin, sausage egg, and the English muffin. So now we just get that last bit. And the cheese. Yes, right. So we're missing the cheese. We're just missing the cheese. Because if everything else is perfect, we need that last little bit. And that's where we're at right now in the McMuffin universe.
We need the cheese for our McMuffin.
We do.
Coming back to the story, perfect analogy, no notes, absolutely. We fight Kai Lang, who is attempting to steal this VI, believing that this thing is the catalyst. And Kai Lang is pretty explicit of he thinks this thing is the catalyst, because when he eventually gets it, he reports to the elusive man, "Hey, I have the catalyst." So Kai Lang basically murdered all of the Asari that were at this temple, and then with some pretty significant assistance from a helicopter, does eventually beat us. In a way where, Shepard doesn't do anything wrong, he wins the 1v1, he kicks a lot of butt, and then the helicopter bails Kai Lang out.
It's
Dano,
so
I know you love Kai Lang. Would you like to talk about this?
Me?
Yeah.
I was talking over you, so I was telling you how lame it was. It was so lame, it was awful. I killed him 3 or 4 times. And then he would jump back into the brights of the helicopter and be like, "I need to get my shields back. Cover me." And I'm like, "Bud, you are not strong. You just have like a ship with his brights on there. And then at the end, he's like, take out the support. So he doesn't even shoot me. He just shoots the floor and I fall to the floor. And he's like, I gotcha. I'm the big winner. And I'm like, dude, no, you're not even like Diet Shepherd. Like, you are so bad. You are so bad. Like, it's just,
like it was so infuriating. He's like, so furious. Like, I need to recharge.
I honestly killed him. I must have taken him out like 3 or 4 times. I'm not even kidding. Like, it was so annoying. I was like, oh, this is a fight you can't win. Cool, great, love this. I love this for me game. Thank you. Mm-hmm. I sure would hate if there was another fight that we can't win this week. That would be very frustrating.
We eventually head out, and we report into the Asari counselor that we failed for debatably like the first real failure that we have. Because, the Reapers have been hitting a lot of places, but Shepard, whenever they go to try to do a thing, by and large succeeds in doing that thing. Like, there's usually a cost, there's often a cost, but this is the first time that Shepard straight up fails. And Liara and Javik get into it and have a good old-fashioned word discussion with very aggressive tones. Shepard can calm things down, and Javik will eventually relent and tell Liara that his people lifted up the Asari because they believed they would be the ones who could beat the Reapers. Is that a true thing? We don't know. Shepard basically confronts Javik and is like, did you mean that? And he says, which answer would you prefer? And it's just another interesting beat between the former rulers of the galaxy and all of the people that they viewed as primitives at the time, 50,000 years ago. How did you guys feel about Thessia?
I thought it was fine. It wasn't like amazing. I felt like the one really big combat scene that you got was between a Banshee, one of those missile duders, and then a couple of so it was a Banshee, Arachni, and then whatever the Taurian ones are. I think was what Marauder. The big set scene was. Yeah. For this one. And it was one of those ones with the Banshee was right on top of you right away. So it was real rough. So I had a little bit of trouble with that until I looked down and there was a heavy weapon. I was like, oh, it's one of those fights where you just pick up the heavy weapon and then you cheat the fight scene. I'm like, okay, cool. So I pick up the heavy weapon and blow the Banshee away, and then it was easy once I found the heavy weapon. I was like, oh, it's a bummer. There's a number of these in the game, 3 or 4 probably, where you have a really difficult fight scene. And they're like, and here's a heavy weapon. Either let us bring heavy weapons into the game and use them strategically, or don't design fights that need heavy weapons. I feel like either let them be part of the game or not. I feel like having really difficult fights and then having them be having the heavy weapon there as part of the plan it bums me out a little bit. It kind of takes the agency away from the player. I feel like, I don't know. But I would rather just let heavy weapons be a part of your loadout. You can choose to take them or not. Let it be part of the game. You could choose. It seems I like that kind of agency better than having a heavy weapon just hanging out because it's a tough fight scene. So,
I mean, that's fair. Matt, thoughts?
It was good. It was good. You come in and it's it's a bad situation. There's you're the planet's gone. The planet's pretty much gone. You have one group of Asari Marines, and that's about it. That kind of help, and you have a couple of Asari flight support, but they get shot down pretty quickly too.
Yeah,
so
right. The Asaris, they stink so bad. I didn't know they were so bad at fighting. They're so bad at fighting. And then you have 2 Asari plane fight supports there. One of them is gone immediately, and the other one hangs out until the going gets tough, and then she gets shot down too. And you're like, oh, well, thanks for nothing.
I mean, to be fair, literally every other species also kind of just gets wiped out by the Reapers within a few seconds.
True.
We've not seen a single fighter survive more. That was the longest fighter that survived.
Hard disagree. Earth is still fighting, and the Taurians are making a strategic retreat right now in order to make a final last stand. So both of those homeworlds are still fighting. So I disagree that Thessia was really the only major homeworld that has fallen.
Well, yeah, okay, I'll give you that. But the specific of these fighters got destroyed so that Asari are bad at fighting. I don't think that's true. I think the Asari are bad for other reasons, not because their ships are not high enough quality, or their pilots or soldiers are not good enough.
The Asari themselves said we have not kept ourselves an active military. Like that was part of like one of the dialogue options in this mission.
That's fair.
I think it's really interesting though.
Yeah.
I also like that this comes on the heels of a pretty big victory, and it's the final like gut punch before we make the final push. So it's the Act 3 turn where we go, oh, I thought, wow, we were doing really well, and now all of a sudden we've lost. We've lost a homeworld. We lost the catalyst or something that would lead us to the catalyst. And it's the first major blow dealt to Shepard in a while.
Yeah. And Shepard's really grumpy about this.
Really
like,
grumpy.
Yeah, he is.
Dude's
He's super
a sore
grumpy.
loser. To be fair,
Joker was talking about his family leaving a planet and like one planet, and like Shepard was just like either option was just mean. Like I couldn't, because there's a Joker dialogue scene where Joker's talking about family leaving a planet, and like, yeah, Shep just has nothing good to say at all.
Yeah, Joker tries to use humor to sort of like prop Shepard up, and Shepard wants nothing to do with any of that. He's like, an entire planet just, was wiped off the face of the galaxy, I guess. And there's no time to joke. And I was like, it's kind of the perfect time to joke.
Yeah.
You have to get through it because like you can't stop fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that this came now as this part of the game, because it's this part of like I feel like a real like it's really thoughtful writing by the developers and bringing us to like the climax of the game, where like it's not getting better, it is getting worse. And at the beginning of the game, you can kind of see like, okay, they're fighting, and it's not going well, but we have a chance. And then we get to this point, and it's like the Asari homeworld is gone. Everyone on the Asari homeworld is dead. Like it is like the only Asari left are the Asari on like at the Citadel or on like other planets. And so that's big and heavy and super cool. I love that they wrote that in the game at this point right now, where it's like, okay, and here we go. It's all or nothing. Really, really cool. I love it. I thought the mission was B, but I think the story that they told during it was A.
Yeah.
Very fair. From there, we follow Kai Lang's signal through several different relays thanks to Specialist Trainer, and eventually leads us to a world called Horizon. Does that name sound familiar? It probably should. It was a mission in Mass Effect 2. It has now been rebranded as Sanctuary and allowed all humans who had been displaced to come to safety there. But surprise, surprise, it wasn't a safe zone. It was a Cerberus base.
I was shocked.
I don't think you were.
I wasn't, no.
As we explore the base, we find out more about all the terrible things the Cerberus did here. They either experimented on or killed nearly every refugee that came through their gates. Their goal? Control the Reapers. They would turn humans into husks and then test technology on their ability to control them. Who was in charge of this task, you might ask? Miranda's father! That flippin' jerkface. Miranda is also on the station hunting her father so she can save her sister, which has kind of been the thing she's checked in on us about a couple times, is my sister's in trouble. I am hunting my father. But it's not just Cerberus that we're fighting, because when we get to the station, it's destroyed. And why is it destroyed? Well, the Reapers are also here because they don't like other people trying to control them. They think it's rude. So we're fighting the Reapers and Cerberus, and Kai Lang again? Gross. You fight your way through and eventually come across Miranda, who is either slightly wounded or outright killed, depending on your choices throughout the games up until this point.
Oh, whoa, really?
Then, yes, Miranda has been dead at this point more often than she's been alive for me.
Wow.
Then you confront her father, who tells you he expects to be treated well, and either you or Miranda decide that the way to treat him well is to throw him off a cliff. So you do so. Shepard and the crew are still without the catalyst, and time is winding down. They need to take the fight to Earth, but they need to make sure that Cerberus won't interfere one last time. So, the plan? Head to the Cerberus HQ. And that's where we'll pick up next week. Friends, how do you feel about this point in the main storyline? What sections did you like from this? Matt, what did you think of this?
I thought this, like, you know, we're set, like, we're seeing the ultimate tragedy, the ultimate betrayal of Cerberus against humanity, and kind of proof that, like, okay, there's something not right with the elusive man and the people he works for. And yeah, the fact that, like, Miranda got to kill her dad, it's pretty great.
Bonus.
You know, especially like after, like, dealing with all that previously. Yeah. The fact that, like, Cerberus is, like, just, here, come join our wonderful refugee camp. We totally won't turn you into husks.
No,
it's like, yeah. No, it was good. I thought this was good, and, like, it sets up, like, for the, like, the fact that, like, it's super dark. It's super dark, and, like, I'm looking forward to busting into to Cerberus HQ next week.
Oh, I'm so excited. Dano, how about yourself? What did you think of this mission?
I loved it. It was great. It was really fun getting to fight both of the antagonists at once. It was kind of like a one-on-one kind of situation where, like, first Cerberus and Reapers were going at it, and then, like, Shepard just, like, drops in, like, it's a professional wrestler, just, like, it was really, really fun. And then all of a sudden it's kind of like everyone's against everybody. It was really cool. Like, each different room would be a different kind of puzzle to solve combat wise, which I really enjoyed. The storytelling was great. I felt like throughout the mission, it didn't, like, tell you too much. It just kind of showed as you went, which I think is the storytelling. I feel like in 2 and in 3 has been great about not just having been, like, dialogue wheel, like, lore drops. I think they did a great job storytelling here again. I thought the fight was really fun. I loved, like, you really got to see the difference in, like, difficulty of Cerberus versus the Reapers. Like, Cerberus, pretty easy to handle. Like, there's nothing really too complicated there. They're pretty straightforward, take care of business. And then, like, some of those, like, Reaper mixed unit, like, fights are so hard, where the Banshees come flying at you. The Rachni are taking you, like, from range and missiles. Like, when you have 2 or 3 of them and they're all firing at once, like, sometimes you just have to hunker down and cover, and you can't even do anything. And then to have the Taurian ones as well. Really great, really, really great. I want to hear about how that big set scene went for you combat wise, Daniel. The one where you had, like, where you walked in and then the Banshee was coming at you, and then they were dropping from the sky, and then you had, like, the door where you could choose which entrance you wanted to go through.
God, I don't remember this scene at all.
Yeah, there was a Banshee in the middle. There was 2 Taurians on the ledge, and there was a bunch of Cerberus and a ton of Husk, and I think there's Cerberus troops in there too.
So there were 2 Taurians
were there some
dropping
brutes
down
as well.
There might have been, no, it was a different area. There was brutes. There was a bunch of brutes.
Okay.
There were Rachni firing missiles. There were Taurians dropping from the ledges, and then there was a Banshee, like, flying at you, basically. And
I didn't really have too much difficulty at any point on this mission. This mission I was able to cruise through pretty okay. I died a few times for sure, but I do like that they kind of just overwhelm you with dudes at this point. They're like, hey, you're probably fully leveled up by now. Good luck. Here's a flood of dudes. Here's everything we can throw at you. Have fun. And there were a couple of times where I was like, okay, gotta run, just gotta run.
When the Rachni and the Banshees team up, that is so tough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because the Rachni keep you pinned down, and then the Banshees is like they, like, zap into, like, melee range, and then they'll, like, pick you up by the neck, and you're like, rip, okay. It's really super duper fun set scenes. I had to change my loadout, and boy, howdy, I've been playing in hard mode and hadn't realized it. So I changed my sniper rifle to a more powerful sniper rifle. That helped a ton. I had to do it for this specific fight scene because I couldn't actually take down the Rachni quick enough. And so I had to go back to reset the mission, change out my loadout completely, And once I got the better sniper rifle, because the other one I used was just more, it like had absolutely zero recoil, so you could just like really easily tech burst stuff. And then but it didn't do enough damage where I needed to actually just like, I needed to take some of them down just like 1-2 shots. And so I went back, picked up the more powerful sniper rifle, and then got through it first try. And I was like, oh, I should have been using this sniper rifle the whole time. And then later put Garrus in my party, and I was like, oh, I really have been playing on hard mode without Garrus.
Garrus is great. Garrus is always in my party. Like I pick Garrus, and it's and roll a dice to pick the other person.
Yeah, I've been Caden and
Garrus,
Edie have been my two go-tos for combat, because Edie has both like the flame thing and the electric thing, and those are both great.
Incinerate and Overload.
Incinerate and Overload. So I love that. And then I've been taking Caden along because Caden's kind of a fun little dude. But now it's Edie and it's Edie and Garrus from here on out. Like I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, that was a fun mission though.
Very fun. I just love the storytelling choices. I love that everybody at this point, we've come across basically everybody that we had in 2. We've kind of wrapped everybody's story up except for Shepard's, of actually taking down Cerberus and the Reapers. And that's where we'll finish up next week. But of course, that's not the end of the recap.
Oh no.
We're going to take a hard left turn, and we're going to talk about the Citadel Shore Leave. If at any point, just as a disclaimer, you're wondering and you're thinking to yourself, well, this doesn't seem like a very intense story, you're correct. If you're ever thinking, this seems a little silly, you're correct. If you're thinking, this is a little fan servicey, you're correct.
100%.
That's the exclusive goal of this DLC, is just like, what if we threw as much fun into a DLC as possible? And as a result, I think we'll talk about it. Dano was not a fan.
No, not really. This is 100% like the episode of the anime where they go to the beach. This is what this is.
This is the beach episode, yeah. And I love me some beach episodes. But let's go ahead and talk about what actually happens in this beach episode. Admiral Anderson has left us his fancy apartment on the Citadel. That's really nice. We can go check it out. Joker sends us a message to meet for sushi. We go and meet, and he says, thanks for the invite to sushi. Weird. And Officer Brooks comes barreling in to tell us that our life is in danger. Yeah, we know. Uh-oh, mercs are here to kill us. We defeat the mercs with a brand new and super awesome pistol, and no other guns or weapons. We continue fighting along the Citadel with many of our friends joining us along the way. Rex suplexes a transport shuttle. Your love interest, if they're available, will join you for a portion of the fight. It's all very silly and over the top. Brooks gets a rush off of using too much Metagel. We destroyed the sushi tank. The entire sushi restaurant is now gone. Oopsies, that probably won't be a running gag throughout the entirety of the DLC. We make our way back to the apartment and run a trace on the gun that we picked up. We think we know who made it. They're hosting a charity fundraiser tonight. Pick a date and let's go. New friend, Officer Brooks, now helping us do another heist where the heist is conversation? We just want to talk to the guy. We're not stealing anything, but we do need to sensually sneak our way in there. So we sneak in by acting casual and normal and not at all dancing weird in any way, shape, or form. But turns out the guy that we wanted to talk to is already dead. No! Someone wanted this guy dead. Who?
Oh.
Well, we find another location they might be at. Is that Commander Shepard? What? That's right. It's a clone. Does that make sense? Don't think about it. We bring everyone with us. That's right. Everyone goes on this mission, just like Dano always wanted. He probably loved this DLC, right? Let's not talk about it. We find our way through an army of mercs and hunt the other us down. They're in the archives. Probably not a trap. Uh-oh, it's a trap. Officer Brooks was working with Evil Shepard the entire time. She tricked us. They wanted us trapped so they could take over our identity forever. Liara's drone Glyph comes and saves us. Yay! We race after the evil clone, and this time we can only take 2 with us, and anyone you don't take is really sad about it. You fight your way to the Normandy, where you meet Specialist Trainer, who is mad and that you kicked her off the ship. But she can get you on with her amazing toothbrush.
Okay, stop you right there. The look that she gives when she holds up the toothbrush just got me. It just got me.
It's absolutely phenomenal. It's phenomenal. You fight your way through some mooks who definitely know they're about to die before we fight ourselves and Officer Brooks. In a very cool scene, Joker is driving a taxi to prevent the Normandy from jumping through faster than light speed as you finally beat your clone. Matt?
Correction, it is actually Garcia
Cortez?
Cortez flying. Yeah, flying.
And Joker is providing the commentary.
Exactly, as he should.
Great. You can either kill the clone yourself or try to help them up, but they'll take themselves out anyway. No loose ends. Brooks will try to escape, or you can convince her not to. Or she does escape, and you just use a pistol to make sure that she doesn't get very far. Then it's time for some fun scenes with most of your crewmates. You can get to be on a movie set with Javik, Wingman for Garrus, play space test with Trainer, and many, many more fun activities that we'll talk about here in just a bit. Then it's time for a party. Yay, party! You can invite nearly all of your still remaining crewmates to the party, and it's a grand old time. Then, in probably the only sincere moment of the entire DLC, after the party, the camera pans down as the crew of the Normandy is beginning to reboard the ship. You have one last, really sincere moment with your love interest, or usually defaults to Liara, about how this is the last time you will likely see everybody. Or maybe it's the last time you'll see anybody. And that's the end of the Citadel DLC.
Nice.
There were two sincere moments. There was also the why am I blanking on Morden's name? Morden's data pad. I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so now I know for lore we'll talk about each of the individuals, but just like broad thoughts. Daniel, I want to start with you so we can end on not a bummer note. What did you not like about the Citadel DLC?
So I'm going to talk about it in the not so good.
Okay.
But I think broadly speaking, I think the story was fun. I didn't dislike the story. I thought the clone thing was pretty silly, and I don't have a problem with the clone. I was shocked at the person who kept on disappearing when bad things happened ended up being a bad guy. It completely
weird.
Because I was so surprised by it. I had to, so here's something I definitely want to talk about right now, though, is I had to do like a mind shift, like about 2 hours into this. Because you go up to sushi and you're just like dressed in like your civilian wear. Everybody else gets to wear their armor everywhere, but you're wearing your civilian wear. You have nothing on you. And then you get dropped into this pretty heavy firefight and you just have this pistol, which it's a good pistol, but it's just a pistol.
It's one of the best guns
It's probably
in the
the best
game,
pistol.
for sure.
Yeah.
And it is the best pistol without a doubt. But you are missing out on a lot of things, and as somebody that is playing a sniper class, it really hurts the most.
Yeah, so I got super frustrated with that. I got through the first fight scene, the first set piece, and then got to the second one. So the first one is in the sushi restaurant. You fight your way out of the sushi restaurant. That one is not too hard. I mean, half of it is just like taking out as many as you need to just to get to Brooks. And then once you get to Brooks, it ends the scene. So you get to Brooks, and then once you get to the alley set piece, that gets really, really difficult. So you drop down, and there are like multiple groups of these mercenaries looking for you. And these mercenaries have weapons that we've never seen before. They have like this multi-grenade. That multi-grenade, oh my gosh, the bane of my existence. It's
Pretty good.
It's one grenade that turns into 5 grenades. It is absolutely brutal.
Can't you just charge at them and just get out of the grenades?
Thanks, Matt. Thanks.
Dang.
I can't. So
you can turn invisible so that way no one sees you get blown up.
No, because it doesn't work. No one's going to get blown up. That's not what happens. Yes.
Yeah.
Because like for whatever reason, this DLC, I'll go invisible and then they'll come into the scene and they'll be like, oh, there he is. And then they'll shoot at me. I'm like, oh, that's great. So glad that I'm invisible right now. I stopped wasting my cooldown on that power because it was a waste of a cooldown. But so I got super frustrated here and I was like, I just have to get through this DLC. I'm not doing this. And I turned to narrative mode. And not casual, like narrative. I literally just walked up to each one of them and then like double tapped to the back of the head.
Good.
Went through the...
Yeah, because I don't think it'd be even possible for you to die on narrative mode at
It's
this point.
impossible. It's impossible.
It actually says that when you switch to narrative mode, where it's like, this is not representative of actual Mass Effect combat.
So I just walked up to them and like pop, 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 pop. And then I finished that scene, got back to the apartment, and I was like, this is really, I hate this. I don't like this at all. So I went back, I did that. And I was like, okay, that's very frustrating. So I went back and I tried a few different loadouts. I was like, I think the loadout that I had initially was good. Just use the powerful sniper rifle, keep my armor stealing ability. I'm like, I think I'll be okay. I think I can do this. And so I actually went back and then just tried to take it for face value for what it was, for the story they were trying to tell, and not the me being frustrating. I don't have my guns or Medigel. For Pete's sakes, why not just keep some Medigel on you? Anyways.
No.
And
one health bar. One health bar, by the way.
One health bar. Like they force you to one health bar because you fall down, you fall out of a building.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really do die hard it right there.
And so I actually got through it, and I went through it on insanity mode, got through all the different steps, and it was actually pretty fun once I got through it on insanity mode. It kind of changed. I had to change my mindset a little bit, and then once I did, I actually had a lot of fun with like the difficulty of it, because it was super hard, at least for me.
It's hard.
Oh, it's super hard. Especially that last fight for me was incredibly hard.
That last fight I think was the most deaths I've ever had in a fight. The fight against yourself.
Yeah. Oh, the fight against yourself. Oh, the most difficult fight I had was the alleyway fight. The alleyway was...
Oh, interesting.
That was super hard for me. Really struggled with that one.
Turns out Vanguard Shepherd is really good.
Yeah. Engineer Shepherd got to double incinerate, and when it incinerate, it stunned me and pulled me towards him. So anytime he would just like double incinerate, and then I'd be stunned, and then I'd be dead. So I had to dodge every single incinerate that they threw at me, or I was dead. It took me so long.
I couldn't get in close because otherwise, she would Nova me, and like her shields don't go down when you Nova. By the way,
that sounds right.
So mine would go invisible and then sneak up behind me and heavy weapon attack me and just like one shot kill me. It was great. I loved it so much. This was also a fight you can't win. You can't win because they have a specific way that they want you to win the fight. Did you guys actually kill him during the actual fights or no?
No. I got him down to 0 Medigel and hit him a couple times.
Yeah, so you have to like take him. You take him his health down to nothing, and then he like Medigels and shields right back up, and you do that over and over again until you basically clear out all the mooks and clear out this companion, and then end up in like he falls out of a ship, which is kind of a funny way to go. But yeah, this fight I probably died 4 times figuring it out, but not nearly as hard as the alleyway fight. This one, what I eventually did was just got the heck away from Clone Shepherd, and was like, as long as I can keep an eye on him and know he's not gonna like sneak up behind me, I can dodge the fire attack he's gonna do, because they all dodge it when I do it, and and that I should be okay. So I just took out 2 of them on the left, and then just completely went around to the back, and then just clear them out. If you clear out his companion, by the way, and then leave her be, he goes and heals her and brings her back to life. That was fun when that happened.
Yeah,
I love that.
That happened a couple times. I focused her a couple times, and nope, didn't do anything.
I have never felt more for my enemies than when I was like, but I killed them. Why are they back? They're really annoying. And I was like, oh, I do that. I do that all the time.
Like, I was like, oh, I want to be mad, but I know I can't be mad because this is what I do.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought
the Cerberus does have a right to be mad at me.
But you don't have an army of mooks that come in behind you too that are just cannon fire.
If only.
Speaking of thing I did love, it was a lot of fun having the entire team there. Like, so like the entire team was like up on the catwalks and like just firing down. That was an absolute blast. And also the history lessons you got during the mission was great too. I liked a lot about this mission. After I like shifted my mindset and like actually embraced the challenge of it, I actually enjoyed the combat a lot. I think it was the best part of the mission or the DLC.
This is my favorite DLC in any video game. I just love it so much because it's silly, it's weird, it feels like a love letter to the fans in a way that no other DLC does. It feels like, hey, we know what you want. We're going to give you these characters in their most
they're very self-referential too. It's great.
Yes, like Rex is the Rexiest that Rex can be. Tally is the talliest that Tally can be. And it's all over the top, and it's all over dramatic, but it's all like so just fun. And it's just a side of our companions and our squad mates that we don't normally get to see, and I really appreciate that. One of my favorite moments in this DLC is everybody's like running up this ladder, and everybody gets to the top of the ladder, and Shepard gets to the bottom of the ladder and like goes to calm somebody and be like, hey, we need help. And then it pans up and it shows all 10 of your squad mates shooting back down.
Awesome.
And Rex has an all-time line of, this is why I like hanging out with you guys. Why shoot something once when you can shoot it 39 times instead?
Garrus, and this was the moment when the galaxy ran out of ammo.
Matt, what did you think of this DLC?
I thought it was a lot of fun. I went into it just knowing it was like it's a fan service. I knew like basically it's a fan service DLC. It came in late. It came in like well after the game was done, right?
Yes, this is the last DLC.
Last one, the last, and like the jokiness and the silliness made it great. Like when I mentioned to steal back the Normandy and Rex is like, I wanted to go, and then like
yes,
and then the Prothean guy's like, I've been frozen for 50,000 years and I never get picked. It is great. It just got me. It is so good.
That's true. I never pick him. It's true, though.
Yeah, exactly. So no. So and just and then the stuff afterwards where it's just like just hanging out with your buds. It's great. And like the little vignettes that they do, like where it's just little stories. Like the trainer story, the trainer story at the chess match was probably one of my favorite things ever because it's stupid. And then just the party at the end where you can just like start out real slow and then keep building the party until like everybody's just trashed. It's great. It's such a great time.
It's so fun. And one of my favorites is Tally just gets so drunk at the party, and she just is such a cute, adorable little thing, and I love her so much. I love everybody at the party so much.
I love it. Like she's in the room, she's like, I am going to die. It's just so good.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yes. No, I'm not gonna say anything else right now. We'll say more later. Okay.
Let's go into lore. Let's talk about. Well, Daniel, you lead us off. What are we talking about in lore this week?
This one's a real page turner.
It's that time of the week. Where are our friends? So this week, we're hanging out with our friends at the coolest spot on the Citadel, the Silver Sun Strip, home of the Silver Coast Casino, the Armax Arsenal Arena, and the Castle Arcade. So this was, in case you're not sure, this was the Citadel DLC. This was the second part of it. So after you saved the world from your clone, which we never mentioned, what the clone was trying to do was take over us and like our life, and was going to be like, he was going to be the new Shepard, which was just the worst idea ever. Like at one point Shepard goes, did you really think anyone would buy it? It was like,
yeah, there's a lot of flaws with this clone's plan. And also of the many people that you can be, Commander Shepard is like last on my list.
Right?
That dude gets shot at all the time.
So you're going to kill the real Commander Shepard and then go fight the Reapers? Why would you do that?
You could just like not. You could just go around giving endorsements, pretending to be Shepard, getting a bunch of money, and then just like living.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite shop on Omega.
Oh, that does remind me. There's one little bit. So at the very end of when you get trapped in the archives, the clone turns to Shepard and says, I should go. And it's the same line that you say at the end to every NPC, or every time that you talk to one of your squad mates and you end the conversation, you end with, I should go. And Shepard gets really hung up on it and then goes, okay, but I don't sound like that, do I? Because he said, you're like, I should go. I should go. And it's just like a really silly thing of the voice actor acknowledging how silly that line kind of is in repetition.
I loved everything about that scene. So what happens is your clone traps you in this like box in the Citadel archives that is like sealed forever, essentially, right? It's like some black box where all stuff gets sealed. And Edie's like, we're gonna run out of air in 1 hour. And Shepard is obsessing over this line. And she's like, Shepard, everything's going bad. We're gonna die here, Shepard. What are we gonna do, Shepard? And she's kind of freaking out. And Shepard is just obsessing over this thing and talking about it with, I think it was Liara, whoever is with you. And like you have this conversation with her, and Edie's like, the other companion's freaking out. And then it keeps panning out slowly, and it just shows all these boxes stacked up, and you one of them. And then you just go, hey, Glyph, are you still there? Here, Commander Shepard.
Let me out, please. Thank you.
And then Glyph just frees us, no problem. It was just, that was beautiful. It was perfect. It was like your trap was flawed from the beginning, and no one was worried. It was great. I loved it. Oh, there was another great moment when they take over if you had Edie in the ship with you, they take over the ship and turn her off on the ship. So it's just her in her body. And you and Joker turn around and look at Edie, and she goes, everything's fine, right? And like her eyes are like looking different ways. And Joker and Shepard like, yeah, no, everything's good. And like her eyes like slowly straighten back up. And it's amazing.
Fantastic.
It was so good. Anyways,
so good.
Laura, so where are we with our friends? Here we go. Sorry, those are a couple of high points for me. Anyways, James Vega. Vega and Shep go and hang out in Shepard's apartment and have a workout contest. Vega brags about how he's done 182 pull-ups. And so Shepard then does 183 pull-ups. And you have to do them all. Just left triggering and right triggering. Sometimes it's 10 right triggers in a row. Sometimes it's left, right. And it takes forever. And then you do it.
You don't have to do that.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, I did. Was I not going to do it?
Oh.
Did you guys not do it?
I did like six. I did like six, and I'm like, this is dumb.
What?
Yeah.
It was 20 minutes, I swear. It was 20 minutes. My eyes were watering at the end. My eyes were watering because I couldn't dare look away. It was awful. And there wasn't even an achievement at the end. I was so upset.
Did we clarify like what this is? Because these are just like scenes that you will get with all of your companions and squad mates, either in your apartment or around the Sunset Coast, which is the area that this DLC takes place. So it's usually at a bar, at the casino, at the arcade, something along those lines. But basically every companion that you have had or squad mate that you have had will have a very small scene with you in some way, shape, or form.
So this was Vegas. You're hanging out in Shepard's apartment, and there's a gym in there. And Vega like freaks out and gets super excited. Yeah, I can't believe you guys didn't do all 183.
That sounds like a waste of time, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, moving on. Lieutenant Cortez. Cortez takes you on like a sweet shuttle ride with the internal dampeners turned off, and you get to feel those sweet G's. That Cortez felt the need for speed. It was a lot of fun. Cortez kind of showed off his flying skills.
Yeah.
So Ashley, I don't know what we did with Ashley because she's dead in my game, but I bet it stunk.
It's you go to the bar at the casino, and then you just have a shot-for-shot drinking game, and then two guys show up, a Batarian and you die now. Vorcha. And it's literally they just redo the scene from the first Star Wars movie in the Tatooine bar.
It was pretty good. It was pretty fun.
That is pretty good, actually. Okay. So Edie, I forgot what we did with Edie. Do you guys remember?
Edie shows up to your apartment and then like basically goes on Citadel Amazon and then tries to buy a car for Joker with Joker's money.
Yeah, Joker gives her a credit card, and Edie's like, "I'll buy a car with it." And Shepard's like, "No, don't do that."
and then she buys you like a ring made of precious metals from all the council races. So
that is really cool.
I have 9.5 million credits on my game, and this car costs 750,000 credits. I was like, I could buy in the car. Like, it's no big deal. Like, I'd love to buy Joker the car. I think he would love it, and I think he deserves it. I was kind of bummed I couldn't buy him a car. So with Garrus, you're drinking at a bar, and there is another Taurian lady who is kind of eyeing him, and you set them up on a date, because at first he's very awkward, and then he gets unawkward, and it's kind of fun.
It's a sweet little scene. Grunt. There's a scene with Grunt where like you get a message from one of the CSEC police officers, and then like Grunt goes on one of the greatest benders of all time, after being broken out of the hospital, and then you have the option of saying, "Grunt, you need to pay for all this," or "Sorry, CSEC, this was a Spectre operation." And like if you pick the Spectre observation, it's great. And then and then at the end, Grunt wants some spicy noodles, and it's like. And then Shepard asked how the noodles, and Grunt was like, "They're good." And it's like, Grunt,
it's fantastic. I love it.
It's
so
such
much.
a wonderful scene.
I'm playing like Paragon Shepard, and so I just like told Grunt to tell the truth, and then I was like, "Officer, I'll pay for this," and the officer goes, "What do you think you've been signing off on this whole time?"
No, the fact that you could be like, "Yeah, this is Spectre Opposition Ravenclaw." Or something like that. Something like you're just making up a spot. It's great. I love it.
Shepard had a great line at the end of this. So Grunt was like, "Grunt, I'm so jealous of you," or something like that.
It's like, Grunt, I love you, Grunt. It's like basically it's just that. It's just like, yeah, Grunt's amazing.
I would like to highlight at the party, there's a scene where Grunt is standing at the door and he's just saying no, and you can go and talk to him. And there's basically just a lot of people that want to come in and party with Shepard. And Grunt just keeps laughing, pulling people up, and then saying no. And then he turns to Shepard, he's like, "It's the most fun you can have. Here, just say no." And Shepard goes, no. And then Grunt, like, he giggles and goes, "See? Fun." And then he just does that for, I imagine, an hour.
So with Jacob, as the most well-adjusted of all our companions, Jacob is leading an actual youth group to the arcade. That you get to play some fancy Rock'em Sock'em Robot video game with him, and the teens all cheer for Jacob, and it is wonderful and amazing, and Jacob's the best.
It's great. For Javik gets recruited for a vid that he is told will boost the morale of the war effort. Turns out this vid is actually the movie Blasto 7, Blasto Saves the Citadel. A terribly cheap remake of what actually happened when Shepard defeated Sovereign, but with a Hanar Spectre named Blasto as the lead character. And if you're thinking to yourself, who is Blasto? No one really knows. Blasto is eternal. Blasto is great. Blasto is the one true Spectre. And you go onto the movie set, and Javik and Shepard are like, "I don't want to be involved in this terrible retelling of the Sovereign takeover of the Citadel." Matt, what did you think of Blasto?
Blasto is great. I love Blasto. The fact that like the Hanar with the guns, like just like holding up two pistols, like it's so good. It is incredible. I think I did most of the options were like, "No, I did this. No, I did this." I think those were the Paragon options, weren't they?
They were indeed. Yeah, the Renegade options are just to lie and just to keep Blasto's ego in check.
Oh, I should have done those. Oh well, but yeah, it was super fun.
Dano, how do you feel about Blasto?
Love Blasto. I love everything about Blasto. It was amazing. I think we need a Blasto visual novel that I will give them all the money for. I want to play a full Blasto video game. I don't need to be like a full like ARPG or anything like that, but like let me be Blasto. Like let me be Blasto. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I want.
I think that there is a comic of Blasto Eternity Forever, and I think that there is like an actual comic that has it.
There is. I almost bought it actually.
Okay, fantastic.
I'm not gonna lie, when Javik told me that he was recruited for a vid, I was like, "Oh, Javik, I'm not sure if you know what you got yourself into," but
turns out he didn't, but maybe not for the reasons that you initially thought.
I was like, "Whoa, this took a really crazy turn." It's like, great, Shepard's here. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't.
What a grouping this is.
All right, what did Joker do? I forget what we did with Joker. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Joker has his own scene, but after the sushi, he does start the party, and he's pretty involved at the party itself. And I think my favorite moment is that at the sushi place, it starts to get turned over.
Oh, yes.
And Shepard turns to Joker and is like, Joker, go get help. And so Joker starts like hobbling off, and one of the mercs sees Joker hobble, and he's like, yeah, there's one over here. And Shepard turns around, and now that he knows where the merc is, shoots him. And Joker goes, did you use me as bait? And Shepard absolutely used him as bait.
Yep. So good. There's also a great scene in the party where like everybody's like where Edie's trying to get Joker to dance, and you can talk to them, and then like there's some line where it's like Shepard's like, fine, I'll dance, and then Joker just stands up and starts laughing for like 3 minutes. It is one of the funniest things. Like it's
so good.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
I enjoyed that immensely as well. The did you use me as bait line was super funny the first 5 times I heard it, but I kept on failing that mission really early. So he would say it every single time, and I was like, I know, Joker, I used you as bait. Shut up. So Caden came over and like just made us steak. It was great. It was really nice. We had like a real like nice night in, just a couple of dudes being dudes. And like there was like some friendly banter back and forth about how it's like, oh, I'm going to get sick eating your food. And nope, it was perfectly good dinner, and it was great. And I'm so glad that I went back and made Caden the one I saved, because he's been just so good in this game.
Caden is great.
Okay. So Liara has a great scene as well where she comes in and just like kind of hangs out and starts going over and playing the piano, and it's like playing this really kind of sweet, slow song. And Shepard comes up to her and goes, oh, I didn't know you played the piano. She goes, I don't. I just know this one song. And she tells a story about how she's on an archaeological dig, and they got like sandstormed in and couldn't do anything. And it was like the one time in her like adult life where she didn't work. And so like another person who was there always brought this keyboard along and taught her this song. And then it ends with, you know, her, like, you can then learn the song. She'll teach you the song to play. And then she is sitting at the couch, like working on her data pad. And like, she tells Glyph to bring all of her work in, and she's going to work from the apartment for the rest of the day. And I was like, I love like friendship Liara. Like it's the friendship between Liara and Shepard is just so good. And
yes,
I love that they don't force like a relationship on like male Shepard with her. I think that like if you like shut it down, it just stays shut down. I love that about this game. Like it doesn't come back and be like awkward. It's like, no, we're just friends, and it's awesome and super cool. I love that.
Yeah. That's good.
For Morden is obviously not there. He perished during the cure of the genophage. And even if he's alive, he still won't show up. So regardless of whether or not he's alive or dead, instead of him showing up, you'll get a data pad. And the data pad is Morden's last message to Shepard.
This was fantastic. I think this is my favorite part of the entire DLC, because it just felt like Morden, and it was just like wonderful, like, hey, I want you to have this bit of me, basically. And it was him singing like his fun musical songs, and it was him swinging like even like some like sweet slow songs and telling stories, and it was just awesome. I went through them all, and I absolutely loved this part of it. And it wasn't like there was any fanfare. It was just there was a data pad by the bed, and then you pick it up and go through it. And I thought it was really cool. Miranda wants to go gambling, so you go gambling with Miranda. And she's like, I'm not very good at this. It's like, oh, that's okay. That's fine.
It was very fun.
It was fun, yeah. You hang out with Samara, the space paladin, in your apartment. And it's a real, you know, I think that you like me, but I don't like you, but you're okay with that. But I don't actually know if you're okay with that kind of vibe. it just felt really weird. The whole like thing was weird. I felt like that I couldn't like quite place their relationship, which I think is actually a pretty good way. It's kind of the truth about their relationship is it's kind of a weird one. It's not necessarily friends, not necessarily.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like work buddies.
A very strong connection there, but it's really difficult to pin down what that connection is.
Yeah. Yep.
Next up is Tally. For Tally, you can invite her to the apartment and you have a movie night. It's really cute. She has a line of like under that she references, and then she's like, "Oh, I can't believe you've never seen that movie," which is exactly how it always goes with like your friends, where you reference something and you're like, "How have you never seen Anchorman? Let's watch it right now." And it's really cute. And it's a movie about a young Quarian who falls in love with another species, and in the movie I think it's a Turian. Yep. And if you romance her, she and Shep will sing a duet about falling in love. And it's like, it's really cute. It's kind of off-key. It's kind of dorky, but it's just really cute, and it feels really earnest. Like, it feels like what Shepard and Tally's romance would actually be like. And I just loved it a lot.
If you are not romancing Tally, if you go back to the ship there after this whole DLC, right? Because there was a scene for me at least in engineering where Tally's talking to Garrus over the comms, and it sounds like there might be a similar situation happening there where Garrus and Tally might be becoming friendly.
It sure does.
Yeah.
So Thane's son comes to you and asks you to like help out with his funeral. Not quite a funeral really, but kind of like a memorial service. And you attend and say a few words, and then you open it up to like everybody else who's in attendance, which is, you know, all your friends from Mass Effect 2 and the council member who's like life Thane saved. And it's this really special, neat thing. And you're allowed to, like, it gives you options on what to say. And like, you kind of like can, you know, tailor what you want to say about Thane to however you want. I thought it was really, really great and awesome. I really thought it was a really great way to kind of like send Thane off. And I'm sure that Matt said something bad.
No, it was good. It was all Paragon choices for Thane's funeral, because Thane's
even
great. Like
the Renegade choices weren't Renegade, because I did a couple of the Renegade options, and they were just like more of like just truthfulness about who he was. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a scene where, like, you know, since I did have the relationship with Thane in the previous game, like, you know, that you could actually say, you know, I love him, and this is the reason why I loved him. It was great.
That's cool.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a real sweet scene with his son afterwards, where he talks about talking to the counselor and be like, hey, Solarian counselor, be like, hey, can we get, you know, I want to talk to him about getting a cure for this disease. And by the way, here's some videos of, you know, my father tried to send you, but obviously we never received them. You know, it's your choice. To watch.
It's also revealed that Thane and Kolyat visited Earth. Yeah. And so they visited Earth to go try to say hi to Shepard. But Shepard was jailed at the time, and they weren't able to see him. So instead, Thane recorded these videos, and they are, by all accounts, the last time that Thane was not in a hospital was him going to try to visit Shepard one last time.
Yeah. Like, actually, after the Earth trip, like, Kolyat convinces Thane that he needs to stay in the hospital from then on, and that's where you meet him in Mass Effect 3. So
yeah, really cool moment. How about Trainer, Matt?
Trainer, there's a couple scenes with Trainer. There's one where, like, out in the area where you meet her to play at the arcade to play some space chess, and all of a sudden she's found out she's good enough that she's in the finals, and she's up against an Asari. And there's this really great Renegade, like, there's an amazing moment where, like, they just zoom in on Trainer's eyes, the Asari's eyes, and then, like, Shepard's eyes, like, during the scene. It is just, like, completely over the top. And then they're like, they have their match, and then, like, there's a Paragon Renegade interrupt at one point in the match where you know your Shepard can just basically completely dunk on Asari everywhere. It's like, wow, if they had somebody with this tactical skill, why didn't they use it to save their planet?
Oh, jeez Louise.
It is brutal.
Amazing.
And like literally Trainer wipes out their board, and like there's like some sort of neuro shock thing that happens with like, you know, if you take out all their units, like basically Trainer takes out the planet and like knocks out all the units, and like the Asari literally just goes stiff and like rolls onto the floor. It is insane and hilarious.
So there is a Paragon interrupt there that you can do instead, where you pump up Trainer and you're like, hey, you are, you know, basically helping save the galaxy, and she's just playing games, so you've got this, and then the same thing happens. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's another scene. It's very fan servicey where Trainer goes and uses your hot tub.
Dear Mass Effect 2 and 3 dev, like with the secretary thing, you've got to like, it's not healthy. Like
No.
there's a dev that has, I don't know. Can't get too much into it, but I don't know. It's a little strange. Yeah, it was very fan service. It was peak fan service. It was very much beach scene in the anime.
Yeah.
Did Rex get a scene?
I'm
trying to remember. I can't.
I don't think so. I don't remember a Rex like individual scene.
So,
like, because
at least in the apartment during the party, Rex was an absolute blast. He was funny as all get out because he was like, it was Rex and Javik and Joker and Zaid, and they were kind of like in that like in like the side room, like it was like
the media room with the bar. There's actually a lot of bars and.
Yeah. It's like dude bros being dude bros, and they're like talking about like what things they need to, you know, Joker, how can you not have a pistol with you at all times? It's unsafe to not have a pistol. We need to go get you into a firing range right away. And it was really funny, and it eventually devolves into Rex and Javik and Zaid like putting up a like a bunch of beer bottles and then shooting them off the bar, and they're like, "Don't worry, we're professionals." that was pretty fun. Zaid is the last one. Zaid gets like wrapped into a claw game and like obsesses that he can't win the claw game, and so you have to loan him some credit so he can win the claw game.
I like the fact he said like, "This is for a child," and then he hands the doll to like an Asari. It's like
Zaid was pretty fun in Mass Effect 3, I would say. I like Zaid in the first game in Mass Effect 2 as well. I think he's a fun character. I thought he was really fun in Mass Effect 3. Time to head to the Naga sandwich.
Let's do it.
Taste my grilled cheese.
Munch.
So we're skipping the first good this week because
no, the first good is during the party. Miranda and Jack are sitting in the bar back in the office, back in like the lounge or one of the rooms, and you know they just get into a cat fight, and like you can actually tell them, yeah, you two should just make out and get it over with. It's great.
Do you say that?
And then, oh yeah, that's a renegade choice. But there's one point where it's like where Miranda says, you know, I can't think of anything worse to do to her than that haircut of hers. So I'm just saying Miranda's right, and I agree. Miranda agrees with me and Schwal and whoever else voted for that. So
well, Miranda's wrong about a lot of stuff, and so she's once again wrong about this. So
yeah, and she's dealing with trauma. Like she's not thinking clearly. Nope. So I don't think that we can really count what she has to say.
I mean, she just killed her dad, right?
Yeah, so. And I mean, she's being super petty. I mean, like to just belittle somebody's hair choice, I think is pretty unfair and unkind. So I would just say that Miranda just maybe a mean drunk. Maybe it's a mean drunk.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm. It's possible. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've got the not so good, and it's honestly the tone of the Citadel DLC. So a comedy is a lot like horror in that, like, if everything is a joke, then nothing is a joke. Like in horror movies, you have to have like moments of brevity, that kind of stuff. Otherwise, it's just like it stops being scary. It's just you know, kind of get numb to it. Like comedy is the same way. You can't. If everything is a joke, then nothing is funny. And like. There were some legitimately wonderfully good goofs in here. Like 25% of them were absolute bangers. They were fantastic laugh out loud lines, but they were absolutely buried in just like an absolute like avalanche of just sea gray little goofs. And it was like, I don't think we need, like, at one point you walk around the apartment when they first get in there, and every single of them have a one-liner quip. It's like, does every single person have to give me a quip right now? Like, it was tonally weird. Like, it was just, like, they wanted to be funny, which I have no problem with being funny, but, like, it didn't need to be only funny. There could have been, like, more to it. It was very one-dimensional, I felt like.
Yeah.
And then, like, where it came in the game, like, you have to play at the end of the game because you want all of your companions there. You need the story.
Yeah.
But then, like I said earlier in the episode, like, you just left Thessia, where, like, an entire world of people, billions of people, are gone. And, like, we're gonna go hang out in an apartment, and then we're gonna, like, make jokes about sushi. And it's like, yeah, like, that's fine, but, like, it was only jokes about sushi, and so it felt very strange. And then that's kind of my not so good. Is I had no problem with it being fan service. I had no problem with it being funny and having jokes, but, like, I wish it wasn't only jokes. It could have been normal Mass Effect conversation, and then some of these fantastic jokes mixed in, like, because there were some great jokes in there. So that was kind of my bummer about the DLC.
Fair. It certainly is like a DLC that is not. That's kind of like difficult to get ready for because it comes at. I mean, you could play it whenever, but the best time to play it is right here because that's when most of your crew will be able to join you.
Yeah.
And so I super get that the like, this didn't feel great because of XYZ. I think for me, I just take it as something that is entirely separate and is a genuine just love letter to its fans. And because of that, I don't think about it too much. I just enjoy this what they present. But I also get it. Time for the best good?
Yeah, best good.
Best good is the number of people on your crew that make fun of Shepard for destroying the sushi place. Because Joker will start of, like, I can't believe you brought down a sushi place. And then every other character is basically like, so I heard the sushi place just got destroyed. And Shepard's like, yeah. Shepard! That was you? Yeah. And it's just so consistent, like, the different ways that people find out that Shepard destroyed the sushi place, and this was everybody's favorite sushi place. It's just a very fun little button that gets hit a lot.
My favorite was Tally, where she's, like, standing at the window staring at the sushi place, right? And she's like, Shepard, I dreamed on my pilgrimage that one day I would be able to go to that sushi place. And then Shepard says, wouldn't that actually kill you? And she goes, that's not the point, Shepard.
The sushi bit was a good bit. Like, kept on coming back in, like, different ways where people who knew and people who didn't know. They're like, I went to get sushi, and my favorite sushi spot was closed. And it was just like, she's like, how did you destroy? Well, I fell down 5 flights, and it was good. It was good.
He asks each traveler 5 questions. 3 questions. 3 questions.
3, that's a magic number. I will ask myself 3 questions.
Hey, Matt, what are you liking so far?
Just how over the top the Citadel DLC is. It's super fun. It's super fan service. You can just kind of tell how much fun the voice actors had making this part, and, like, you know, the developers putting it together. They probably had a good amount of time, good amount of fun then too. Stormrage, how about you?
There's a moment in the Citadel DLC at the party where Rex and Grunt and Shepard are having a conversation. And most of the conversations that you have in the game are not a continuous loop. They end after a certain amount of time or a certain amount of dialogue, and then you go and talk to somebody else at the party. This, to my knowledge, is the only continuous loop. And it is just Rex and Grunt saying Shepard in different ways, and Shepard saying Rex and or Grunt in different ways, because when you talk to them on the ship in Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, it's always Rex, Shepard, and then in Mass Effect 2, it's Grunt, Shepard, and in this one, it's just them being really silly about it. So Rex will go, Shepard, and then Grunt will go, Shepard, and Shepard will go, Grunt, Rex, Shepherd. And like it just goes in a circle and it's so flippin' good. It's really, really fun. Dana, how about yourself?
So I love how throughout the game they've been ramping up to the climax, like the heaviness and like the loss and the tragedy of the galaxy falling apart from like the peak of what they thought was civilization. And then within 3 years, like it all just falling apart. And then like the crew dealing with loss and fear and the unknown, I think has been super duper powerful and incredibly well done. And I just like everything led up to, even in this game where, it starts with Earth and, Earth is fighting and the fleet is fighting. And then you get to, the Turian whole world and they're fighting. And then you get to this point now with Thessia where the Reapers just blew through and then like a hurricane just wiped it off the galaxy. And just really, really amazing. And like the depths of like the terrible depths that the elusive man and humanity has gone to like get the top spot on the galaxy, right? Like at all costs, we win. And, it's, I think, really, really cool and really, really powerful and just incredibly good storytelling. And I've absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. Matt, what are you struggling with?
I have 3 missions in my mission log that I can't complete.
Oh.
They're just sitting there forever and ever until I decide to delete my save, which I don't know if I will ever will. Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with. I just can't get them. I just can't do them. It's impossible because they're on 2 of them are on Omega, by the way, which is even the worst part.
Oh, one of that's going to affect your war reserves. That would be terrible if you had a lower number than me. I'd be so upset for you.
I think I already do.
I'm almost guaranteeing that Dano has the most war assets, and we'll find out next week because I want to do it this week because we already know whether or not we've won or lost. But Dano said, no, next week.
Right. I was up till 2 a.m. finishing this DLC. I haven't left and gone back to the ship yet to turn in these final war assets. I don't know where I'm at yet.
All right. For me, this is like a very like personal thing that I'm struggling with is that throughout this playthrough and throughout playing Mass Effect with you guys and engaging with the community while talking about Mass Effect and getting my friends to play Mass Effect either for the first time or for the 12th time, this has just been such an ideal playthrough. And being able to experience this with so many people for a game that's as old as Mass Effect and being able to experience it in this way has just been so personally rewarding that, like, I'm really sad that next week is our last week. And don't get me wrong, I'm super, super excited for Chrono Trigger. I'm super excited for Dragon Age. But this has just been such an amazing ride that I'm just kind of struggling with the idea that next week is our last Mass Effect week.
Right.
That's fair. I totally feel that.
Dano, how about yourself? What are you struggling with?
So I would say the Citadel DLC has just not clicked with me. It's fine. It's good. I think it could have been amazing. Like, I honestly think it could have been absolutely amazing. I don't hate the camp. I think the camp is kind of fun, but it really went from like dark, gritty sci-fi to like absolute crazy, like Buck Rogers level of like 1960s black and white camp, like sci-fi movie. And it was just such a jarring like turn. I was like, whoa, it was like 60 to 0. It was really aggressive. So yeah, I would say that part didn't necessarily click with me, but I thought there were a lot to love about the DLC, a lot to love about it. It just parts of it that I just wish could have been different. Matt, what surprised you about the game?
The Thane's messages at the funeral, after the funeral, and then like the finding the random pad after like the aftermath of the party, where Morden's pad's just sitting there by the bed. It was just Thane's was really emotional. Morden's was just hilarious, absolutely hilarious. Especially like the children's show one was amazing. Both made me feel things, and that. Honestly, it's like when you're playing a video game, that's kind of a magic trick to like, you feel things playing a video game. It's kind of great. Storm Age.
there's something beautiful about having the best possible memory of your friends, knowing that it could be the last memory of them. And I think I'm really getting sentimental in this one, as I made obvious by what I'm struggling with. But I think that this is just a glimpse into what these people's lives could be like if they had a choice. And none of them have, by and large. Like, yeah, they hypothetically could go like into a bunker somewhere and just not do anything for the rest of time, but not really, not with the responsibility that they have. And I think that people show you who they want to be when things are calm, and people show you who they are when things are not. And I think being able to see different sides of these people that we have worked with, that we have fought with, that we have loved with, in a setting where they can finally, truly, genuinely relax is just really beautiful. And I don't know why, but that end scene where it pans down on the Normandy and Tally basically said, "This is the last time that we may see everybody," was just, I don't know, it hit in a really heavy way. Matt, how about yourself? Or sorry, Dano.
Me. I love playing a video game on max difficulty and getting through it. And this game like has some really, really difficult like moments in combat, like crazy difficult moments. And like when you get through it, when you figure out the puzzle, like when you accomplish the goal of getting through some of these more difficult set pieces, it feels fantastic. And I absolutely love that feeling of accomplishment. And this game just like brings it. I love like a game like this that you can play on the hardest difficulty and really, really get to like struggle through and enjoy. Dragon Age Inquisition has like a similar thing where you can like max the difficulty and then you can even like add more difficult things on top of it. And it is so much fun. And so yeah, I love a game on max difficulty. I don't know, I'm not great at video games, but I love struggling through them and like getting through it. And I'm so happy that I ramped it to insanity because it's really added an extra level to this game for me.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
I like it.
Thanks.
I like it.
Thank you very much. Hey, Storm Rage, sell the game to a friend.
Fan service is fun. Fan service is fun. Let's have some fan service with your fan service, because fan service is fun. Matt, what are you liking? Or sell the game to a friend.
One last bender before we save the world or universe. Or anybody want some eggs? Making some eggs.
Making eggs.
Get some eggs.
Vegas
Javic,
making
have
eggs.
some eggs.
Nah, Liara probably wants eggs.
Yeah.
What about Kasumi's lactose intolerance?
Yeah. No, actually, no. Kasumi going through your underwear drawer.
Oh, I missed that one. She was just lactose intolerant for me a whole bunch.
No, like I found her in the gym and like she was going through one of the drawers and like she's like,
bummer.
And Kasumi was like, ooh, I thought these are actually kind of nice.
I wonder if it's because you're femme shep.
Yeah.
It also showed up for mine. She said that I had very nice taste in underwear.
Yeah.
Gosh, I rushed through it. I'm also bummed that I couldn't max out the combat minigame. Have a save, prepping ready to go back to that one so I can.
Oh, the combat game is fun. Is super fun.
Yeah, I just played it once and I got like middle of the road and I was like, I can definitely beat a high score of 6,500. Like, so I'm heading back to this when we're done playing the game.
And it's Liara with 6,500 if I remember correctly.
Oh, is that who the
top score is? At least it was for me.
Oh, for me it was like just some random name. But they were mentioning how it couldn't be possible. So it would be kind of funny if it was Liara under a fake name or something like that.
Yeah.
So for me, do you think that Kevin Costner's English accent in Robin Hood was perfect? Well, let me introduce you to London native Admiral Anderson and his amazing English accent.
I will say there's a lot of these little notes that are kind of spruced about the apartment that are like different sections of Admiral Anderson's biography that he sent to assumingly an editor or a writer. And that's what Dano's referencing. I really like those. They're a glimpse into a character that we don't really learn a whole lot about, but it is a little silly sometimes.
Why say he's from London at all if he doesn't have an English accent? The French have very French accent. Like
he should just be from California, right?
Just have him be from anywhere in like the United States. He has an American accent. Like, it's just, why have him be from London? It doesn't make any sense. Oh
yeah, fair point.
Hey, don't forget we're playing Chrono Trigger next. We have one more week of Mass Effect 3. We're all sad. I'm sad. You're sad. It's been an absolute blast. That's it for this week. Thank you all so much for listening. Thanks to all our patrons for patronizing us. Special thank you to our producers and best friends for Baximus and RidiculousHat. You can find links to our Discord and contact information, the pinned comment on our Patreon page at patreon.com/squelch. And a big giant thank you to Gingersaurus Rex for subbing to our Twitch channel during this episode of the podcast. So thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you very much. And remember, Mass Effect 3 is a game. Games are supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Sling those Mass Effect relays, baby.
This is the end of this show. Everybody bye!
And if you do sub to our Twitch channel, you do get access in the Discord to the After Dork. So there is like a patron and Twitch channel, sub channel only, and we do put the After Dorks in there. So if you have your Discord and Twitch linked up, they'll like automatically sub you in, so you get access to that channel. So if you're interested, if you want to throw us a prime or something like that, super cool. We appreciate it. No pressure though.
Throw us a bone.
Or don't. Or do.
Yeah.
It's all fine and great. It's all gravy.
Do what you enjoy.
Yeah, you be you. You do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And enjoy the sushi restaurant before like Shepard destroys it.
It was
He's
a good
probably
goof.
going to.
It was a good goof. There were so many good goofs. It was just like, there was a lot of just meh goofs. It was like, what? That didn't need to be a joke. You could have just we could have kept on going. It didn't need to be a joke. But I could see the love of this for sure, especially if you played it like after Mass Effect 3, finishing Mass Effect 3, and then this is the DLC that came out at the end. I could see that being a completely different way to play this than what we did, just playing it through chronologically, because it's obviously wasn't written to be played chronologically, because why would they think that they would be coming out later, right? So
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, part of it is just the nature of remastered video games. So. But no, a lot of it was great.
because you can't quite experience it in the exact same way with the exact same release schedule and when those things came out, and taking each DLC on its own merit as opposed to a collective.
Yeah, because the way they do it with this game is it's not, you wouldn't know it's a DLC. It's just part of the game.
I mean, you could stumble into it real easily.
At any point.
Much like Leviathan at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every time you land on the Citadel, it asks if you want to go start this DLC.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to land at Anderson's apartment? And I'm like, no, I don't want to land at Anderson's apartment. Stories will get mad at me if we land at Anderson's apartment.
That's correct. I would have.
Yeah.
Hey, should we head over to After Dork and talk about wrestling?
We can talk about one particular wrestling thing. That's
one particular wrestling. Okay, just one wrestle. All right. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. Thanks, everyone. And we'll talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye.